I hate to be the one to tell you, but it's time to stop clubbing. It's time to stop doing all the crazy stuff. Put down the Patron, and it's time to get serious about life. It's time to put away the old junky car, the first one that you had. It's time to level up, get a car that actually works, and have a job that you actually enjoy doing. Why would you do this? Because you are transitioning from your 20s into your 30s, and it's time to start stacking. Build your wealth. How do you do this? What it means. I'm going to go ahead and give you all the goods and the deets when it comes to this. Why would even entertain you? And you'll understand what I'm saying as well. So if you're interested in that type of thing, stay tuned. I got something special for you. What's going on? Antonio X Carter here, 401k minority millionaire. What we're about here on this channel. If you want to follow a black man in his journey, getting $60,000 out of debt and all types of other stuff, teaching you how to get out of debt, retire early, and live life to the fullest, that's what I'm about. Hopefully you can stay tuned and check out the 7 steps to building wealth in your 30s. I am in my 30s, unfortunately. I'm not in my 20s anymore. But the time of exploration is over with, and it is time to get serious about some stuff. I'm not saying you got to be the grown adult person that you thought some people are when you were like 12. Your concept about being an adult, I completely understand that. However, you control your life. You control the destiny, you control the goals. And if you want to live past 67 without having to wait that whole time to get in control of your retirement money so that you can live off of that, then you'll want to continue to watch this video. And so a lot of people have this notion that they have to wait and invest in money all through their 50s and 60s and 70s and stuff until they start to live. Well, newsflash, we're only young once. And if you want to live in your 30s and you want to enjoy your 30s, enjoy your 40s without working your life away, this is how you do it. So before I go ahead and jump into this, I need you to go ahead, smash that subscribe button under this video. After you hit the subscribe button, I need you to hit the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever I update and upload videos. Then also drop me some comments down below and give me a thumbs up because it helps me with the algorithm. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So help me on my journey with that as well. I'm being transparent with you guys. I'm giving you access to my life. And I'm also putting you on game for a lot of stuff. So help this black man out. Also, if you are not a minority, it is okay. Thank you so much for watching the channel. The channel's for everybody, but I tailored this channel for individuals who are people of color, because this may be the first time a lot of you are hearing a lot of this information, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into this stuff. Step number 1, you need to get out of debt. Here in America, I guess some places across the world, you're taught that you need to go to college. After you go to college, you get a good job. Well, unfortunately, that is not the case in today's time. You guys know it as well as I do. And many times I have a friend, actually, kind of switching gears there. I have a friend who is about $500,000 in debt because she's some type of doctor. Crazy. I can't even imagine being that much in the debt. I'm sitting here talking about 60 grand and she has like $500,000 hovering over on top of her head every day at work, even though she's making good money. Can't imagine what that bill is like. If there's a way that you're able to avoid debt at all costs, you're probably not going to be able to do that. However, try to avoid debt the best way that you can. A lot of times when it comes to college, you don't have to go to a big university. I made that mistake. You can go to a community college and knock out all your electives. And many times, if you're serious about getting your degree, your community college is the best bet anyway, because you get more attention and access to your resources outside of a university. Go ahead, get your degree, then transfer your associate's degree, transfer over to a university after that. And then really try to minimize the use of credit cards, or not minimize the use of credit cards, because I do love the fact that there's a whole bunch of perks. You can get free gas mileage and airplane points and all that stuff, airplane mileage. You can use credit cards, but use them effectively. If you're going to put money on a credit card, do not let it stay on there for months and months and months on end. I've done that, been there. It doesn't work for you in the long run. Just go ahead and pay that bad boy off. It does delay payments for the moment, but a year from now, it will blow up in your face. I'm talking from experience. And if you're watching this video and you're saying, I'm in debt, but I need extra money in order to get out of debt, I can't afford to put extra payments to get out of debt, stay tuned, and I have some really cool tips for you. And that'll probably be in my next point here, which I'll go ahead and jump into it. And that is to start a side hustle. The problem with people in debt, I know that it's hard to get out of debt, but you need to make up your mind and start now. We oftentimes delay the necessity for the gratification, and we never come back around to the necessity until it's too late. Start right now, make up your mind. And one of the best ways to do that, like I said, is with a side hustle. And if you feel as if you don't have extra time, there's plenty of side hustles that don't really require extra time. And so the first thing I'm going to touch on is find a part-time job. Whether it's $300 a week or $600 a week, it doesn't matter. As long as you just make the extra money so that you can put towards that, towards your debt, towards the loans, whatever you've taken out, the credit card loans or credit card debt, knock that out first. The part-time job is the easiest thing, but I also understand some of you have families, especially if you're in your 30s. Chances are you have families, you may be married, you may not have kids, you may have kids. Time just really isn't that free like you were in your 20s. If you can get a part-time job, by all means, do it. But if you cannot, there are other things you can do. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna help you instruct on this. I'm an affiliate marketing coach, and one of the things I teach people to do is make money online. You don't need a lot of time in order to do that. I'm not going to go into detail. But affiliate marketing does not really involve a whole bunch of time. Simply me making this video, sitting down with you for 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long this video is going to be, I can place affiliate links under this video and make a lot of money. And as a matter of fact, that's what a lot of YouTubers do. And so if you want to create a YouTube channel, you can do that as well. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. But something that works extremely well is being a consultant. And a consultant can charge crazy amounts of money for very little time. If you think about a lawyer charges thousands of dollars for minutes of work, not hours, but minutes. At least they have the ability to do so. And so if you're able to charge something that brings you $100 per hour or $200 per hour or more, you've put yourself in a very good position to make extra money with a side hustle to pay off that debt as fast as possible if you're not able to get another job. In my blog post, I did something called a 52-week money challenge where you save $10,000 in 52 weeks. And I have a list of 7 different full-time side hustles that you can do. So go ahead and check that out. Check out that article. I'll leave that link down below in the description, and you can see some things that's worked very well for me that I know will work well for you. A side hustle that I really want to mark down right now and tell you guys about, I own a photo booth business. My photo booth business can earn anywhere between $500 minimum on a night, $500 to $2,500 or $3,000 in a night. Some of you guys don't even get a raise worth that much for the course of a year, or perhaps never in your tenure with your career at your job. You can literally give yourself a huge raise. And so my goal going into the next year is to make my photo booth business a 6-figure business. I have one that I created out of PVC pipe. I paid a total of probably $250 for all the materials over the course of time when I first started building it. And all I have is, I built the booth and I can't find it, it's somewhere around here, and a webcam in order to take the pictures. And I paid either $60, I believe I paid $60 for the software. With PVC pipe, I purchased some curtain material, and that was from Joann's Fabrics, and I built my own photo booth. So I'm cooking, and I charge $500 per night minimum for that thing. And then I also just built one out of plywood. So look, don't tell me that this is impossible. All right, so the next step as far as being wealthy in your 30s, what you need to do is begin investing if you haven't already begun to do so. This is a pinnacle time to start building wealth intentionally. I'm not saying that you ever started, but in your 20s is typically a time of exploration and trying out new stuff, seeing what you like and don't like. In your 30s, you should begin to hone your craft and start hitting your stride and start thinking about what you want to do for the rest of your life. And so for you, that may be a job. For you, that may be multiple businesses, such as myself. I do both. I do contracting, and I have plenty of other things in my mind that I will be doing in the next few years, but I have to solidify some things right now. It is now or never for me. Many of you may be in those same shoes. Some of you may have families, you may have kids, you may, I don't know, some of you may even just be single, right? But it is time to take your life seriously because you don't want to continue to work after you're 67. And one of the best ways to do that is live off of passive income. Passive income, you can create certain systems in order that you don't have to work. Money works for you. You don't have to work for it. That's where you want to get, and it begins right now. And I don't care if you just started, if you feel like you have been left behind and you got a late start. Look, I understand, especially as a minority, most of us have not even begun. I'm here to shake you up and let you know now is time to change that, okay? So in order to do this, I use a platform called M1 Finance, M1 Finance. You can check that out. I have the app on my phone. I can access it on my computer. There's Robinhood. I have an Edward Jones account. There's no excuse to not begin investing, okay? And I would say my word of advice, I am not, this is my disclaimer, I am not a professional finance person to offer in advice and stuff. I can only tell you my experience and what I've done and stuff like that. So I'm not a legal representative when it comes to finance or whatever weird term that you want to use, okay? So don't come to me if something doesn't work and say, hey, I watched a YouTube video in order to do it. But I will tell you, in my experience, if your company has a 401k or some other type of options like an HSA account that you can sign up to, I am going to discuss both of those later in my next other steps. But this is the time to begin to invest in those things. You need to check and see if your company offers investment options for you instead of just simply giving you a paycheck, okay? Start investing in yourself now, and your future self will love you for that. All right, so I advise you, if you want to start from scratch, begin investing in the stock market with index funds and also ETFs. ETFs is a form of a mutual fund, and I go through that in the video above, and it teaches you how to become a millionaire realistically through these type of investments. So I highly encourage this route. You want to almost guarantee your future and be extremely wealthy. This is how you do it, but you must start in your 30s. So far, we got get out of debt. We have starting a side hustle, a profitable side hustle at that, and also start investing. Number 4 is going to be start an emergency fund. Your emergency fund is crucial. If you do not have one already, start one right now. It's because it's for emergencies. You don't want to be stuck in a bind and you don't have anything to fall back on in case something happens. In the world of today, nothing is guaranteed. People are dying left and right. Literally, we got COVID, we got Kobe Bryant dying in helicopters, it's just all types of weird stuff. Somebody just got shot and killed by a bullet on a movie set. If you guys been watching the news, you know what I'm talking about. It's so many different things. I'm not saying you're going to die, but what I am saying is stuff happens and you need to be prepared when it happens. The best person who is ready for change is a prepared person, and that needs to be you. So in this case, I need you to build up your emergency fund up to at least a minimum of $1,000. For some of you, you could move money from out of your checking account and put it in your savings account right now with this emergency fund. But if you're able to do more, definitely do more. I want you to try to get up to at least 3 months worth of expenses if you was to lose your job or lose whatever type of assets or investments that you depend on when it comes to living off the financial means, so that you can eat food and all that stuff, put food on the table for you and your family if you have a family. 3 months minimum. Now, the next step above that, I'm not even gonna say 6 months. I'm gonna say try to get up to a year's worth of expenses. That would be lovely. I don't even have that. Not right now. I blow through money way too quick, and I'm trying to change that, which is why I created this YouTube channel. This is therapy for me. Like I said, I'm being very transparent in a lot of my stuff. I need to build a year's worth of expenses. But first, I have to get all of my debt paid off before I do that successfully. I believe it was Grant Cardone who said that when a person gets laid off for a month, it takes them about 3 to 6 months after they get a new job to get back to normal. Insane. And that's for the individual who does not have any type of savings. And us Americans are bad at that. So it is essential that you start an emergency fund. You may have to pull the money out for a car, so your will may fall off, and you may not have your credit cards or something. Like, you never know. You just need to have an emergency fund. So this is essential. Go ahead, begin building that right now, whether you do $10 every week or something like that. Use those side hustles and pad your pockets with this emergency fund. Step 5, begin a 401k. If you do not have a job and you're self-employed, you may not use a 401k. There's other 401k options. You can just research them. I'm not going to go through them all. But 401ks, for those of you who are employed by an employer, aka another company, and they have the option for you to invest in this, you need to be doing this because your money will build up very quick. Okay, 401k is a savings account that allows you to put money in there, and it grows from interest, and it's a pre-tax account, which means, let's say you get paid $1,000. Most of the time, well, when you get paid, the government and Uncle Sam takes their cut before you get your $1,000. So realistically, you could be getting $1,300. After taxes, you're getting paid $1,000. 401ks allows you to take a portion of your money before Uncle Sam gets his little fingers on there, put it into an investment account, and it builds up interest when you just leave it alone, and you can begin building that account every single time you get paid. Not only that, your company may also match your contributions. In other words, if you put in $200 a month, your company may say, we will match up to a certain percentage of your paycheck. Let's just say that magic number is $200 a month. So you put in $200 a month, your company puts in $200 a month. That is a total of $400 going into your bank account, and it is building over the course of the tenure of your job. You can access that money later on whenever you're ready to pull it out for retirement. You can borrow towards your own money, which I do not recommend, but it is an option. You have access to your money, but it's free money, guys. It is free money that your employer is giving you. So why not invest in this opportunity? If somebody's going to give you $100 for free, you're going to take it, right? Well, here's an opportunity, and it's an account that will build upon interest to make you extra money over time. They have something where you can, it's a max amount that you can contribute. The government has put a stipulation on this because this is such a great program. And so for 2021, the total amount you can contribute to your 401k is $19,500. This is changing for 2022, and they're changing it to $20,500. So go ahead, take advantage of this as soon as possible if you haven't already. You don't have to contribute the max amount if you don't have the means to do so, but if you're able to just put in 1, 2, 3%, 5% of your paycheck every single time you get paid, just have it to where it automatically deducts and moves the money over so that you don't have to even see it. And remember, it is pre-tax, so a lot of this money you won't even notice hit your bank account. You get the net amount, not the gross. So go ahead and change that bad boy up, get that extra money. Number 6, this is one of my favorite because it's one of the most challenging. Get a high paying job. I'm being very serious. Get a high paying job. If you want to get out of debt fast, this is probably one of the quickest ways to do so without really hustling. When it comes to getting a high paying job, this is a lot easier than what a lot of people realize. You just have to really look and do some research within the field that you are building your career in. And so for instance, with me in computers in the technology field, I know that if you have certifications, the certifications is what brings forth the big dollars, not necessarily the degree that you have. And so within a month's time, you can literally go out and study and get 2 different certifications and probably go from $50,000 and making $120,000 very quickly. So you need to research and see if you can do the same thing within your market. Perhaps you need to jump over into a new field. There's just so many different options. There's plenty of opportunities. You can go get training. There's things to do outside of just getting college degrees, okay? So go get a high paying job, find something that's 6 figures. I don't care where you're at. I know people who have doubled their income going from like 40 to 80 or 50 to $100,000 in a very short time. The next thing I want to talk to is probably the thing that I'm least experienced on because I don't have this, but I do plan on doing this right here, and that is investing in an HSA account for yourself. And an HSA account is also a pre-tax account that is aligned with your insurance of your company. Every insurance does not allow for you to have HSA, but this is pretty much a health savings account. Forget trying to save your money and throw it all within a savings account at a bank. You need your money to work for you because again, we're building wealth in our 30s. Wealth is something that you can pass along. It's not just money, right? These are assets. These are things that you can use and leverage in many other ways. With this, you're dealing with all things health related. And this is in a broad spectrum, okay? And like the 401k, you can contribute a certain amount into your HSA accounts. And that's because the government doesn't necessarily want you to just kill it. They put limitations on it, but it's still to your benefit. And so what happens, the money comes out of your paycheck. Once again, the gross amount goes into your HSA account. And this allows you to do things such as have a separate account for your dental insurance, for anything in a hospital. If you're sick, you got the ER visits, your kids, and plenty of other things. You would be surprised at what is considered health related. Just Google that, say all things that can be used with an HSA account, and you will be shocked. And why would I do this instead of just paying out of pocket? It is because again, this is an interest-based or interest compounded account, right? You throw money in there, it's essentially an investment account. It's making money for you, but you also at the same time get a chance to save money and use it for other things which you wouldn't be doing elsewise. The drawback to this is that it is a high deductible when it comes to insurance, very high. We're talking like $1,500, $3,000. However, if you're putting this money back, chances are you're not going to use it in a long time. And here's the best part about it. Even though it's a high deductible, your premiums is extremely low, okay? And that's what's phenomenal about it. Your premium is stupid low. Sometimes there's co-pays, sometimes there's not. However, the money coming out your pocket after you meet the deductible is extremely low. And whenever you go to your visit, whether it be a doctor or whatever it is typically covered 100%. So if you're able to put in $7,000, I think the minimum or the max amount for a family for 2021 is like 7,100 or something like that. And then for a single person, it's around 3,000 something. I don't know the exact numbers. As a matter of fact, I'll post them on here somewhere. You'll see it because I'm not just going to create a video and tell you to go research it. It's on, this is the amount right here. Bing! You can invest that much each year and you can build upon it every single year. Let's say you even move jobs, you go to another job, that money also travels with you to that new job. And that's what's so phenomenal about this. You can use it for many different things. It makes more money than a savings account, and it can build up to crazy amounts, okay? Talking hundreds and thousands of dollars as time goes on. So we've gone over all 7 different steps, but I told you, hang on, there's going to be a bonus, and there is a bonus. And that 8th one is going to be creating an IRA Roth fund. And a Roth IRA, I think I said it backwards. A Roth IRA is something that you can also open at another establishment. For me, it was Edward Jones. You can do it on other platforms. But with the Roth IRA fund, this is something you do have to use after tax. So after you get your paycheck, you do have to contribute money into that fund later on, which it comes from your net pay and not your gross like all the other ones. However, this is the stuff that they don't tell you. So it sucks that you have to contribute to something from your net, but whenever you take money from out of this retirement account, you don't have to worry about paying taxes on that day. So when there's inflation, when there's all types of other stuff, and when it comes time to pull your money out, your money will not be affected because you've already paid the taxes on that money. So I really like the Roth IRA fund for that reason. Put in a couple $100. Again, this is something that also has a cap. So use the Roth to your advantage as much as possible. Open up a Roth IRA account as soon as you can. Have all of the other steps done as well, and you are on your way to build wealth in your 30s. You'll be shocked if you have these things set up. There is almost no way that you can lose. You will win, win, win no matter what, in the words of T-Pain. So that's it for me at the moment. If you have any questions, any suggestions, or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm not a lawyer. If I stumbled upon words or said something incorrectly, chances are what I'm saying is correct. I just used the wrong words and switched some words and whatnot. I do stuff when I speak, and it's not necessarily correct, but you know what I mean. But seriously, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for my next one's 401k Minority Millionaire.